McPherson.
Hi, Vic. It's Claire. So, how are things going in Los Angeles?
Hey, Claire. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm making any headway. I'm having a hard time establishing a link between all these killings.
You're obsessing over this. If you hadn't quit, you wouldn't be trying to put the pieces together all alone.
Don't start, Claire. I know you don't approve of my decision to leave the FBI. But working for an asshole like Browning? No, thank you.
Browning won't be here forever, you know. His decision to close the investigation after the mass killer's death wasn't welcomed by everyone in the Chicago Bureau.
I don't need to remind you that there's absolutely nothing to prove that the fucker's really dead. He fell in the water when I shot him. I know I hit him. As far as I've heard, his body was never found.
No, you're right about that. Of course you've got doubts. But the water flowing under the Tomanova Bridge was ice cold. If your bullet didn't kill him, the cold water would have finished him off.
I'd love to be so sure. When I think of all the women he victimized.
Have you found any information on the first killer? The one who the Chicago murderer was supposedly copycatting? His name was Ackerman, I think?
Yeah, Mark Ackerman, son of Governor Herbert Ackerman, who was locked up in an asylum at the beginning of the 30s after 2 strings of murders. He was never officially found guilty. His father had him hospitalized to avoid the scandal, with the FBI's full cooperation. Corruption never goes out of style. Makes me sick.
And the retired inspector, Harrison, the one you wanted to see in California. Did you meet with him?
Yeah, he gave me the whole case file for the 1956 investigation. He's convinced that Mark Ackerman was behind this series of murders in Los Angeles.
Really? A killer who murders women over several decades, then a copycat who starts it all over again 50 years later? That's terrifying.
Yeah, but this case is personal, too. My grandfather got himself embroiled, and he lost more than just his illusions. And I think they made him suspect. I want to find the truth for his sake, no matter what it costs me.
I hope you'll find what you're looking for, Vic. If I can help you in any way.
Do you have any news on Mia, the killer's latest victim? Is she still in the hospital?
She's doing better. She's come out of shock. The doctors are optimistic she should be able to go home soon. I went by to see her yesterday. She's gonna leave Chicago. Too many bad memories.
What's new at the FBI? Miller still having stomach trouble?
Uh-huh. He got sick at the New Year's potluck. Some joker put Tabasco in his salmon canapes. We haven't seen Browning much lately. He's distanced himself from the Bureau since your resignation. It doesn't change much anyway. He was never exactly close to his agents.
Yeah, you can say that again. The only place for an ice cube like that is in a glass of whiskey. Where's the investigation at? Is anyone working on it since Browning cut the funding?
Officially, the killer is considered dead, so Browning closed the case. He seemed rather in a hurry to put that one to bed.
Obviously. There were some pretty well-placed people who used to frequent some of the girls who were killed. Browning's one of them. I wonder what he had to give up to bury the scandal. And I think that I used to work under him. Ugh, makes me sick. I hope Richard's not harassing you. He's left several messages on my answering machine.
He just called me to ask about Mia. He feels responsible for letting her go, giving the killer his opening.
I know, he's taking it hard. There's nothing to say that the killer wouldn't have taken him out to get his hands on Mia.
Anyway, he misses you, that's for sure. He's looking forward to you coming back.
I have one last favor to ask, Claire. A big one. I need access to the FBI's database.
For your research, huh? Wow, I'm playing fast and loose with the rules a lot lately.
I don't want to get you into trouble.
Don't worry about me. The access code was changed a few days ago. I'll check it out and text you, okay?
Thanks, Claire. I'll let you go now. Talk to you soon.
It's Richard. Well, I hope everything's going well in L.A. I was sad to spend New Year's Eve without you. Call me back soon. Hi, Vic. It's Richard. I miss you. I'm looking forward to you coming back to Chicago. Love you, sweetheart.
women represented in these paintings are Ackerman's victims. Well, let's try to review the clues we've got. I'll record my notes onto my smartphone while we go through them. A newspaper article, dated March 19th, 1956. It recounts the arrest of a suspect in the LA murders. I doubt there's a connection between the two cases. Another idiot journalist greedy for a story. A brochure of the Ackerman exhibit organized by Richard. There are reproductions of paintings as well as some interesting information. The Labyrinth Foundation. That's the second time I come across them while I'm investigating. I think they have a website. A newspaper clipping, dated March 22nd, 1956. The article talks about a fire in the hospital where Mark Ackerman was committed. This nurse, she could certainly be linked to Ackerman. I've got to find out more info about her. The Los Angeles murders file. Harrison gave it to me. His conclusions differ from the official version. Zarkovic. I know that name. Where have I heard it before? The battery's dying. I better plug it in. A power outlet. The killer lost his mask before falling in the river. According to what Claire's told me, the lab analyzed it but didn't find anything. Herbert Ackerman, an art lover? And this Beatrice Allen? I must find out more about her. Beatrice Allen is the woman painted by Ackerman on one of his paintings. I'm sure of that. I need more info. Her son may be another interesting lead to follow, but I'd need his full name. That painter's been dead a long time. The journalist must have given a false name. The file was destroyed in the 30s because of the deal the FBI made with Herbert Ackerman. Just think, it was the era of the untouchables. Son named Richard. Shit, that can't be true. This can't be a coincidence.
I'm not here at the moment, but you can leave a message.
Jesus Christ, Richard. If you're that nurse's grandson, why didn't you ever tell me? I have to get back to Chicago right away and get to the bottom of this. Hello?
Vic, it's me. Is this a bad time?
Claire, I fell asleep in front of the TV. What time is it?
Almost 10 p.m. Sorry to wake you. Do you want me to call you back tomorrow?
No, I was having a nightmare anyway. As soon as I fall asleep, I relive the same old stories.
Still having nightmares about the Chicago killer? Vic, you have to stop thinking about all that. It happened almost 4 years ago.
Tell that to my subconscious. Were you calling me about the case?
I have the results of Ellen Dunnigan's preliminary autopsy.
Let me guess. The killer left no trace.
Absolutely nothing. The body was carefully cleaned of any clue that could have led us to the killer. The modus operandi seems identical to the other victims. Various wounds meant to inflict pain, then a bullet wound causing death.
Good Lord. It's been going on for almost 3 years and this asshole still hasn't made a single mistake.
Are you going to be in Maine for a while?
I still have to question a few possible witnesses. Garris wants this by the book, but I doubt it'll turn up anything.
Oh, yes, your new partner. Fresh out of Quantico.
I gotta go, Claire. Hernandez is up to her old tricks on the news again.
Okay, I'll call you if I have anything new. Take care of yourself.
The horribly tortured body of Ellen Dunnigan was found this morning. The body was discovered on the side of Route 201, less than a mile outside of the small town of Jackman, Maine. The young woman, a Holton native, had disappeared on September 22nd. The modus operandi removes any ambiguity over the killer's identity. This is without a doubt the latest chapter in the heinous rampage of the East Coast Killer. As with the previous murders, the killer filmed the suffering which he inflicted on his victim. He then sent DVDs of the footage to the authorities and the media. The FBI has refused any comment in the wake of this new crime. Special Agent McPherson, who has been on the case from the beginning, seems completely incapable of making any headway whatsoever in this case. How many innocent victims will have to die before the killer is stopped? It's a legitimate question, given the investigators' utter lack of results. This is Paloma Hernandez for 5TV.
So, just like that, I'm completely overwhelmed? What a bitch. McPherson.
This is Paloma Hernandez. Do you remember me, Agent McPherson?
Unfortunately, yes. I just saw your mug on TV. One doesn't forget that kind of trauma.
Very funny. Listen, I know you don't like my work, but I don't have anything against you personally. I also have people to answer to, and the competition is fierce.
Aw, you're breaking my heart, Hernandez. Switch careers. The FBI is hiring.
I'm not calling to apologize. I have a proposal for you. Can you meet me at the Bishop Motel in Jackman for a chat?
Right. You want me to join your TV games. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to decline your offer.
I'm in touch with an informant. He has discovered certain information about the killer. I'm ready to divulge it if you agree to give me exclusive access to the FBI investigation. That way, we'd be working together instead of being at loggerheads. What do you say?
Are you serious? You've been making my life hell since this case started, but now you want us to be best friends forever because suddenly it suits your purposes? If you've got information on the killer, then give it to me. No conditions. If you conceal evidence or hinder our investigation in any way, I can guarantee you a stint in the slammer. Night, Hernandez.
I hate being hung up on. Vic McPherson, please leave a message after the beep. End of recording. To hear your message again, please press pound.
The star of my next film is finally awake. Welcome to my humble abode, Miss Hernandez.
You must feel a little lost. Don't worry. I'm going to take good care of you.
Please. I'm begging you. Let me go. I won't tell anyone what's happened.
You're right about that hot stuff. I went to a lot of trouble to get you here, and now you'd like me to give up all my lovely plans? You know me well enough to know that I take everything to its proper finish, and sometimes even a little beyond that. Do you recognize this place? This is where the actresses immortalized in my videos made their debuts and bid their adieus. I love this room. It holds so many delicious memories. Well, for me at least.
Listen, I don't know what you intend to do. Maybe we can make a deal?
I doubt that. I want to do away with those who are tracking me. Their interference doesn't amuse me anymore. You are one of those people, Hernandez. You're the one who dubbed me the East Coast Killer. It's time you understand what really lies behind those meaningless words. I know who your informant is. The former FBI agent, James Hawker. He's going to die, just like you. Of course, I'll be much quicker with him. He doesn't have your charm. I have to leave you for the moment. I have a few things to arrange to take care of your friend Hawker. See you very soon, gorgeous.
Don't panic. I have to get out of here or find a way to call for help. This sicko's put up cameras everywhere. The darn color shocks me when I try to go through the entryway. The collar is locked around my neck. It's impossible to remove it. It's not turning on. Looks like there's no power. This entryway's not just here for decoration. There's a plate screwed onto the entryway. It's screwed shut. A circuit board. Seems to be working. For now. This cable is connected to an electrical outlet and won't come out. I've got to pull it out. I'm not touching this. If I go through the entryway to reach the switch, I'll get electrocuted by the collar. There's a lock. An electrical outlet? It seems to be working. There's something in the stove. A half-burnt flyer. It's an ad for a Holton hardware store. It looks like an old wedding dress. I'd rather not know what it's doing here. This looks really solid, and I can't pry these boards off barehanded. It's high, but I should be able to get out through there. Locked. That's my phone on the front seat. I have to get it. There's a lock. This piece of wood looks like a railway tie. It's marked with the letters B-A-R. It's too high. No key in the ignition. That'd be too easy. At least I have my phone. Damn, the battery's dead. It's locked. My purse. Empty, of course. Receipts issued by a gas station in St. George, Quebec? Answer, McPherson. Good God, answer.
McPherson here.
Help! Help me! The killers abducted me.
Is that you, Hernandez? Calm down. Take a deep breath. Where are you?
I've no idea. He's locked me up in an old house somewhere deep in the woods. He's going to kill me. He said he was after you too, McPherson. And Hawker.
But what about you? Are you okay? Are you hurt?
Oh my God. I can hear him. He's coming back. What do I do?
Hernandez, give me some clues about the place you're being held.
The house is surrounded by woods.
There are plenty of forests on the East Coast. Don't you have anything more specific?
I found an old burnt flyer for a store in Holton.
Holton? That's the Aroostook County capital. Anything else?
I saw some letters on a railway tie, the initials B.A.R.
Those initials must refer to a railroad company. That's an excellent clue. Try to give me some clues. The more precise you are, the quicker we'll be able to find you.
Let me think. There's a car outside?
Hello? What's going on? Hello? Hernandez? All right, Garris, what we got?
Tire tracks have been found nearby. They're being tested. The juiciest clue is the message on the answering machine. The door to the room wasn't forced, unlike the bathroom door.
There's something different this time around. The killer went after Hernandez. She's connected to the case. It's not a coincidence.
Here's the report you requested. It summarizes the main points of the investigation as well as the psychological profile you established.
Thanks, Garris. All right, let's get to work. We have to gather as many clues as possible.
At your service, Agent McPherson. Do you need anything? The killer is really an exceptional criminal. He's so methodical.
This asshole needs to be in complete control. That's his trip. He's taken a real risk filming his murders. He knows that if he makes even the smallest mistake, we'll use it to find him.
I've done a superficial search of the area. The killer used chemical products to clean up the room, but he made sure to leave some clues, to amuse himself. You can go ahead now with the investigation, Agent McPherson. Here's the CSIA kit.
The what?
It's the new field kit, designed by our labs to do all kinds of scientific testing right at the crime scenes.
Claire would be so jealous if she saw this thing.
I've already entered everything related to Paloma Hernandez in the database to compare it with the samples. I'm checking the complaints filed with the Maine police in the last couple of months. Maybe the killer got himself noticed.
You're a brave man, Garris. Continue. A brochure of the Bishop Motel, famous for its tranquility. They're gonna have to find a new claim to fame. There was coffee spilled on the carpet. There's a clear footprint. I must take a sample of this clue.
I've kept you a place in my cold room, McPherson.
I think this creep has it in for me personally. But why? All I want is to see him locked up for the rest of his days.
Hi, Paloma. It's Simmons. You know, your news director, the one who's still waiting for you to call him back. Where are we at with this big scoop of yours? I have a schedule to fill, you know.
Aw, his concern is touching. This remote control fell under the bed. There might be intact prints on it. I need an instrument from the testing kit. The safe is empty. A camcorder, probably Hernandez's. It's empty. I think the laptop's busted, but maybe there's a way to recover some of the files from the hard drive. There's a mark on the door. Bullet hole, probably. A bullet hole. The bullet's been removed. There's a funny smell near the ventilation system. I must take a sample of this clue. There's detergent residue here. A blood stain. There's not much. It probably comes from a superficial wound. I need an instrument from the testing kit. These look like clothing fibers. I need an instrument from the testing kit. This suitcase is locked.
At your service, Agent McPherson. Do you need anything?
You know anything about lockpicking, Garris?
Not really. I'm more of an electronics guy. But I do happen to have an electric pick gun. Here.
Tell us your theory. It's quite different from the leads the FBI are currently chasing.
The East Coast killer doesn't act on sudden impulse, which is what the case profiler contends. I've discovered the basis on which he chooses his victims. Criteria linked to one of his obsessions.
James Hawker. He hasn't given up on the case.
Isn't that your old partner?
Find Hawker for me, Garris, and get me his file. McPherson here.
Help! Help me! The killers abducted me!
Hernandez, where are you? Are you okay?